All right. Let me quickly post the. Let me post the Discord link. All right. Copy link. And then, how can I pin message? I think that's the way. Okay, I think we can start. All right, let's start then. Oh, that's where we went off last time. But I added some things off screen. I added just some bubbles off screen. Some bubbles here, then some bubbles here. That's all I added. For now, I think we can continue. Just a second. Let me check this. I think we can continue. Let me think. I think we can continue to... Oh, right. Let me just quickly show you a really neat trick. In terms of how you can integrate an object and, you know, in the surrounding, how you can integrate it much more easy. Really quick, neat trick. Okay, we have the background here. Let me just duplicate the background in total. So from here to here, just duplicate it and then merge the group. Okay, now we have the background here, right? And then let's just go to filter and then to Gaussian blur. And then something like, you know, first, let's say we have it here, okay? We have to blur it, like really blur it until you can't see any textures. Like something around, maybe not that much, but around, you know, I'm looking for, until all the colors here like go into each other, you know? Something like maybe 100, and it depends on your image, by the way. So you have to go by eye. Let's say 300, okay, from my image here. Now it's extremely blurred, right? Now what we can do, you can just put it here above Lugia. Let's say here, and then let's let's put it directly under Lugia. Right here. And now, you know, you have the color from the surrounding. But of course it's too much, we can't see anything. Let's put it on color. You know, that's on color. But then, oh no, wait. Why is it like this? Is it? Wait a second. Okay, that's correct, I think. That's Lugia. Yeah, that's correct. Now it's too much, right? But if we turn down the opacity and just, you know, just until we have something very subtle, maybe like 28. Let's see before and then after. He has something very subtle, you know? And already he looks much more integrated. You know, it's a bit subtle, but it gives him a bit color, you know? That's a quick trick that you can do. All right, now let's give me a second and see the stream. Okay, the stream is online. Stream is online. All right, I think it's fine, right? Maybe. Okay, I think we can continue to shade him a bit, and then maybe I want to change up his mouth. Just a second. Okay. I think let's let's continue shading him, you know. Now he looks a bit too 2D. We have to shade him and so on. Right above Lugia. Here are the bubbles. Right above, I think right here above the blue layer, the color layer. So let's make let's make a solid color layer. And then let's pick some kind of blue. Okay. Maybe something more dark. Let's make it a bit more dark. Why am I lagging again, man? That's really annoying. Okay, let's invert this. And then set it on multiply. Where's multiply? Here. Okay. You have it on multiply, and then let's pick a brush. Some soft round brush. Then let's just paint this in. Oh, we have to kind of shade them correctly. But why it's so grayish? Anyway, let's continue for now. That's of course too much. And then around his mouth. We have to shade him around his mouth. Like really badly. Shall we do... Let's do this directly on his mouth layer. Where's his mouth? Here's his eye. And then... That's his mouth, right? Yeah. Let's let's quickly name this mouth. And then that's his... we can't group this, right? We can't group this. Anyway, let's group this. And then mouth group. Maybe we can give this color just to make our life a bit more livable, I guess. Color, and then let's pick something like this. Okay, that's his mouth. I mean, while we're at it, let's make this eye yellow. Okay. Now we can... it's a bit more organized that way. All right. Mouth group. Let's just shade it. Let's pick another solid color again. And then we can shade them. Why am I lagging so hard, man? Anyway, let's invert this. And then let's concentrate on his mouth for now. Maybe we can do something like this. I mean, we have to clip this anyway, so... Or not clip this, but put it under his mouth layer. Let's put it under his mouth. I lag very, very hard. I don't know why. Let me see. I don't know why I'm lagging that much. All right. Let's just very subtly make this. Okay, maybe something like this. I think I want to change this up a bit. His mouth looks a bit... Let's pick a hard round. And then let's change up his mouth a bit. I don't like this form. Maybe something more. Something like this, maybe. I mean... Oh, we have to delete this thing here. Was it this? I think so. Yeah, we had to delete this. Okay. No, I mean... It looks a bit better, right? Just a bit. Maybe let's make this a bit more pointy. Something like this. A bit more pointy. Like that, maybe. Okay. Oops. You know what? We have to, of course, make it like this. And then let's continue shading for now. Let's delete this. I'll not delete this, but fill it with black again to start from 0. And not with the hard front brush, but with the soft front brush, of course. That's a bit too strong. We have to decrease the flow. Yeah, something like this. Let's decrease this actually. No, let's... I think it needs to be a bit more round here. But with the hard ground brush again, I mix this up. Let's make it a bit more round. Yeah, it looks much better. Now to the shading again. And I have to change the brush again. Why is this resetting? I think, was it this that didn't reset? Maybe. I don't know if someone is in chat, but we continue doing Lugia. That's how far we came. But yeah, I added some bubbles off screen and so on, and then that's how far we came. All right, let's shade this, and let's. We have to shade this a bit. I want to make him as realistic as possible. He shouldn't look like a cartoon, you know? I mean, is it too subtle? Maybe it's too subtle. I don't know if we should make it a bit more obvious. Maybe like this. But I mean, that looks much better, I think, right? If you make it a bit more subtle, a bit more obvious, I mean. And then we can change the color later. Anyway, so yeah, his mouth should be a bit more round, so we have to do this like this. Yeah, something like this, I guess. I mean, should we change the mask? Let's see. We can make it a bit more smooth. No, we can feather it. Actually, we can feather it a bit. I mean, did you feather it? Or is it just like... Oh, that's lagging again. Man, I have to do something about the lag. I don't know why it's lagging. Yesterday it was fine, but today... Okay, let's try this. 2% feather, or 2 pixels, rather. Okay, it's a bit subtle. I mean, let's continue for now here. To make this... Where is this? Here, right? That's the shadow. Let's name this shading, that we don't get confused. So multiply, and then... Actually, let's put this under his body. Right here. Right here. Alright, should we make this a color? Let's see. That's his body. Yeah, let's actually color this. That's his body. Not gray. Let's make it indigo. Okay. Then in terms of shading, we can clip this, of course. And now we can continue. And actually we can shade this here. under his eye. Something like this, and then maybe down here. Make it a bit more round. Yes. Let's decrease the brush to around. Let's choose 3. Something like this. Oh no, that doesn't affect his belly. But his leg should be affected, right? His leg. I guess. Yeah. That's affecting his leg. So maybe it needs to be darker here. Then maybe a bit here. You know, like this. Hmm. Let's just copy this. And then let's paste it right above this. And then let's clip this. We have to fill it with black again. And then let's shade this part here. Is it a bit too blue? I don't know actually. Maybe it's... No, I mean it looks nice. Looks nice. What should we do from here? I mean, we have to do this side. Then we can just continue here maybe. I mean, actually we can. Then... Just continue here. And then let's do a thumb. I mean, so far so good. But what can we do from here on? We did this. Let me see. I mean, we have to kind of shade this. So let's continue here. What is this music, man? Let me just change this. I don't know what this is. What can we do from here, actually? I mean, again, I have to use the graphic tablet. Should we shade this a bit more? Looks a bit too... What can we do about this? Looks a bit too... Looks a bit too fake. I don't know if it helps when... If it helps when we... Where is his belly? Here. Let's color this real quick. Let's make it red. Doesn't matter. I don't know if it helps when we kinda mask his belly a bit. Maybe it helps, I don't know. Should we just leave it at this, or I don't know. Make him... I mean, here it looks actually a bit fine, I guess. But I don't know about this. Let's see. Does it look any decent? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look that good, to be honest. Let's delete this. Then maybe let's just go like this, maybe. Is it better this way? I don't know. Maybe. Hmm. I don't know if it's of any help, to be honest. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's a bit too... maybe, I mean... Maybe it's a bit... Mm, maybe let's put some variations in this. It's a bit... It looks a bit too unorganic. Maybe... If you do it like this, maybe, I don't know. And then maybe... Something like this, maybe. You know, to make it a bit more realistic. Let's delete this. And then maybe here. I don't know. You know, it's a bit more organic feeling. Kinda helps a bit, but I don't know. Let's leave it like this for now. Shall we change the color here? Maybe a bit more... bit more grayish, maybe? I don't know. It's a bit too saturated, I think. Of course not like this, but... Of course... Let's see. Maybe something like this. And then... Shall we put this on some other... some other... How's this called? Screen mode? Lighten is not really viable. Color dodge, maybe. Linear dodge. I mean, hard light is a bit too extreme. What if we What if we do this and then just make the opacity, not overlay. Where was it? Was it hot mix? Nah, hot light. Yeah, right. And then let's see. What if we just decrease the opacity? I mean, that looks better than before, I think. Yeah, that looks better. Right. Let's check the stream real quick. What can we do with this? I mean, eventually I think I have to set up my graphic tablet and then make it with the pen. Because I want more detail than this. I want like creases and so on. So that looks really realistic. But with the mouse it's a bit difficult to do that. I mean, for now let's leave it like this maybe. Then we can continue tomorrow with the graphic tablet. I just want to see, let's just quickly merge this and then test. I just wanted to test the camera raw filter on this. Merge visible. Why it's not? All right, okay. That's the merged thing. And then let's convert it to smart object. Then let's see. Let's go to where's the camera raw filter? What? Okay. Oh, it's here. Man, it's too late here. I'm very tired. So I just want to see how this could look. Oh, if we increase the exposure a bit, maybe it looks. Let's increase maybe the exposure a bit. A bit of contrast, I don't know. Highlight. Maybe increase the highlights a bit. The shadows. Should we open up the shadows or let's darken them a bit? Now for the temperature. Maybe it's a bit too blue, I don't know. Let's add a bit of temperature. Then saturation. Should we increase or decrease this? Clarity. Let's... I like it this way. Sharpening maybe? Oh, you can sharpen this a bit. And then for the highlights. Shadows. Oh, these are the midtones. Then not. Let's make this more subtle. That's a bit too much. It's a bit too much. Does look pretty nice. Does look pretty nice. I mean, yeah, maybe it should be a bit more blurred, maybe. But other than that, looks quite nice. All right, let's end the stream and then can continue tomorrow. All right, for anyone who's watching, bye bye.